A special edition Successful Living with Jenna Jackson, our show partner with P&R Creative. Jenna has a fantastic cast. I can't wait to get started. Jenna, welcome to the show. Who have you brought here today? Let's tell everybody.
Thank you, Bill. I have an amazing group of women entrepreneurs, which you know is my favorite topic on the planet. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to talk to all these ladies, and we all work together and collaborate with each other, and so it's a really special group today.
And I'm going to make one quick observation before we start. Even though we are the fourth largest city, people say soon to be the third, the representation in this group with the four guests that you have brought also shows me, because we kind of all know each other, most of us, that it's a small, big town. Let's get started, Jenna. Our first guest.
Yes. Lara Bell. She is the publisher of Memorial Swoon Magazine, a lady that needs no introduction if you know the magazine. So, Lara, tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got started.
You know, I've been in radio, not radio, well, a little bit of radio, but mainly in television. I knew since I was a little girl that I was going to work in television. People always say, "How do you know?" I just knew. I knew I was going to. I guess I knew I was going to be a storyteller. You know, I guess that was kind of my calling. And I was blessed enough to work in television, hosting my own television show here in Houston for 14 years with KTBU. And in 2011, I had a third grader and a kindergartner, and I just could not keep up the pace of a weekly show. And so I was writing for a little magazine called Absolutely Memorial. So they were paying me like $100 a month or something to do like some columns for them. So I went to them and I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about leaving television to spend more time with my kids. Would you have a bigger role?" And she was like, "Absolutely." So I talked with the station manager and decided to leave. Anyway, so I started working at the magazine. And then in 2017, I actually bought the magazine.
It's amazing.
I changed the name to Swoon. It was Absolutely Memorial, and I changed it to Swoon. And here we are 5 years later. So,
I mean, you've had quite the journey over the years. We both have a television background, so I know that's a crazy world, you know.
Crazy.
But I mean, the world of magazines, what's your favorite thing about this?
You know, my magazine, we are community specific. So like we have Memorial, which mails to like 30,000 homes in the Memorial area. And then we have Katy, which mails to 15,000 homes in the Katy area. So we're very specific. But I think my biggest takeaway was my first week working at the magazine full-time away from television. And a big media buyer called me, who I've known for 20 years, who handled a big hospital in town, called me and said, "Hey, I want to place a full-page ad in your magazine, you know, send over an insertion order for a full page for a year." And I was like shocked. You know, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, why are you advertising in this little tiny magazine when for so long the account executives at the station were trying to get you to sponsor all these segments in my show, but you wouldn't do it? And he said, "Because you don't realize what you have. You know, I want your people going to my hospital." So my first week on the job at the magazine, I was like, okay, I think I have something here. You know, this makes sense. And so I've just taken that to heart. And I think, when like I said, I'm a storyteller. So my only job is to tell people stories. That's it, in the community. That's all. That's what I get paid to do. I need to tell good stories of people. Not bad, just good stories of people doing really good things.
That's kind
Kids,
of like
everybody.
That's the best job ever.
The best job ever. Ever.
And a lot of stories to tell.
A lot.
Not just in Memorial, but all over Houston. Give people an idea, Lara, as far as the accessibility of the magazine. How can they get it? They're listening now. They're thinking, if they haven't seen it,
they can go to swoonmemorial.com and they can sign up, and it's free, you know. And then we also have racks, you know, around Memorial, a couple in Katy, but mainly it's by mail. You just sign up and you receive it.
Let's tell people some of the articles as an example that they'll find in the magazine.
Well, I mean, we do everything from, we do kids doing great things. We do, each month, people love their pets. So we have them emailing us photos of their pets, and we do a pet section each week. And I'm telling you, we've had hedgehogs and horses and snakes and spiders. We've had everything. So it's not just dogs and cats. And so people just love seeing their pet. And then we also just do stories, We cover senior citizens, and we do, there's a lot of grandparents in the Memorial area. And so like, every segment is very important to us, so kind of you name it.
It's funny you mentioned pets. People do love their pets.
They love them.
I mean, and to everybody, I think, that loves their pets, their pet is kind of their own little celebrity. And when they see it on a magazine, on a video or something, it's just a special thing that you're touching. And even if it's not our pet, I love looking at other dogs and stuff like that.
So cute.
It's hilarious.
It is so cute. I love it.
By the way, we're coming up on Halloween. Certain areas, certain organizations sometimes have Halloween pet dog costume
No.
shows.
It's not Halloween. It's called Halloween.
Halloween, okay.
Halloween.
But
Yes.
some of them have the contest for the pets
Yes.
with costumes.
Absolutely.
I want to see
think,
that.
I think the SPCA is actually doing that this year.
Oh,
They're
that's
doing
cool.
a big pet costume, gala to raise money, for the pets at
That'll
the
be
SPCA.
fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
But Halloween related.
Oh, well, that is coming up. So
Yeah.
you're probably going to have quite a bit of content around that.
Oh, yes, of course.
So what's your next big thing? Well, what's in this month's issue? Like, what's the special sort
Well,
of thing?
in the August issue, it's kind of medicine and Memorial. It's medicine and Katie. It's a lot of medicine, and it's a lot of back to school, obviously, since the kids are going back to school. And so it's a lot of that. And then, honestly, this fall, these are my favorite issues because it's all, the holidays and football and tailgating, and it's a lot of fun stuff.
That's so cool.
It is. It's fun.
So I bet you have, I know you tell amazing stories, but I bet you also have amazing stories from over the years. I mean, you've
do.
met so many people.
I do. I think one of my favorites would have to be when I interviewed the former president, George Bush, twice, senior, the older one. And my first time that I interviewed him, we were talking about the First Tee organization because he was on the board of it, and it helps children with the golf. Like it puts inner city kids on the golf course and teaches them how to golf. And so I was interviewing him about that, and we were talking about it. And I was actually taking golf lessons at the time because my husband's a former golf pro. And so I was taking golf lessons, and he looked at me and he said, "Are you worth a damn?" And I was like, he said damn on TV. That's all I could think about was, oh my gosh, like he just asked me if I was worth a damn. And I remember like just thinking, oh my gosh, what do I say? What do I say to that? But it was like one of the most, oh gosh, I could literally tear up thinking about it because he's just such a genuine person,
Yeah.
So I have met a lot of great people over the years. There's no question. I'm very blessed. There's absolutely.
That's amazing. Well, and you live in a community where we were talking about a little bit, like this is one of the few magazines that I literally read.
Thank
I look
you.
at every page of it. But
Thanks.
why is that? You said the
Because
key.
I live here. I live in the community. I publish it locally. My kids go to school, in the Memorial area. And so it's like, I'm going to run into everybody. And so I have to tell everybody's story correctly. And even my advertisers, I have to do them right because I'm going to run into them all the time. And I definitely don't want to let anybody down. I'm a business owner, and I want to help other business owners do their best, especially women business owners. I mean, I've got a little heart for that.
Let's tell people also, those that are outside of Houston that listen on the internet or YouTube
sure.
channel, paint a picture because Houston has so many areas, the woodlands, downtown, all this stuff. But if you were to paint a picture for someone that's never been here before, paint that picture of the Memorial area because it is so awesome in so many ways.
I call it the tree people. We are the tree people because there's so many trees in Memorial. It's just, my kids joke whenever we pull into Memorial, I'm like, even the air smells better. And my kids are like, wait, what are you talking about, Mother? And I'm like, it's because of all the trees. There's so many great trees here that it just, I love the trees. And it's just a close knit community. It's like any small town. That's how I would look at it. An area in the big city, but it's a small town in the big city.
Nestled in the big city. It is very nice. I love the area. Right, Jenna? Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I mean, I moved there as soon as I had kids.
Same here.
It's the best place to raise your family.
It's the best place. And, being in my profession, I'm out a bunch and I'm all over town. And so I needed a place that was pretty centrally located. I couldn't be driving in, from the suburbs as much as I'm in town, and as much, especially at night, doing nighttime events. So
yeah, no, it is easy to access from anywhere. You're right there, right? I-10, 610. It's an easy spot.
Well, and coming from the title business, you've got to know the area. It's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we have about a minute left in this segment. Lara,
Yes.
let's tell people what else you want them to know and remind them how to see the magazine online.
I just want, I want to thank Jenna for having me on the show, because I think it's such an important topic, because women do need to support women-owned businesses. And for anybody out there listening, I would love for you to read the magazine and just learn a little bit about our area, our neck of the woods, as they say. And you can do that by going to swoonmemorial.com, and that's swoonmemorial.com. And I'm sure I might get an email of somebody saying, why did you choose the name Swoon? Simple answer, I just like the name.
Swoon Memorial.com.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Lara.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
this
you.
was fun.
So
Thank
fun.
you.